Hello and welcome back to Some Kind of Something. I know it's been a minute, but I'm back and I'm trying to be more productive and more on top of this because this has been on my list for like weeks. So today I wanted to touch on and talk about long distance friendships, long distance relationships, and the friend zone, and just like kind of have like a whole relationship sort of situation. Yeah, so let's get started. I love my friendships. I think I touched on that in a previous video, but most of my friendships are long distance. Actually, like most of my very close friendships are long distance. So I'm very like I don't know. I'm not an expert in this, but I know kind of a bit about how to navigate the long distance friendship, and definitely not the long distance relationship. I don't really like doing those, but the long distance friendship is up there in my expertise. Most of my really close friends don't live in the same place as me. My best friends live in my home state. They live in Colorado, and I'm like obsessed with them. And those two are probably the best cases of my long distance friendships, because I've known them for so long, and it's like every time I go back, I go home, and I like nothing changes, and it's all really like happy and great. But how to navigate it from here, since I'm so far away and so like we're so removed from each other's lives, it's really hard to like keep the same sorts of friendships that you have on other things, like in other places. Like the friends that I have at school, it's a completely different friendship than the friends that I have from back home. For another example, like communication is probably the best example of this. I barely talk to them. I don't talk to them very much. Am I am usually on my phone just because, or my computer, and just because of the work that I do. Like I'm a writer for the most part, and like writing and reading and my things that are involved in that are usually on my computer and my phone. And since I'm rolling on iPhone things and Mac things, I can text from both. So that's usually why I'm the one texting the most, because I'm like, oh, I'm already on my phone, that's why I saw it, and I like replied. But still, sometimes, like I email my friends sometimes, and it's really weird, but it's, yeah, since I'm on these things, it's a lot of what my communication is. But a lot of people aren't like that, so it's like navigating your long distance friendship it might be making time to be like, oh, let me check on them because I haven't talked to them in a while. Like I do that all the time because both of them have Android phones, so it's not like I can FaceTime them whenever I want or anything like that. It's like I will text them and it'll be like, oh, okay. I text them and tell them I miss them for 2 seconds. Like I text that's one of the phrases that I text the most, is like, hi, I love you, I miss you, have a good day, type of thing. Like I learned to like never ever expect anything. Like it's especially in like long distance friendships, because if you aren't like in it for the long run kind of friendship, then it's really not gonna be like super important to do this like I'm gonna talk to you all the time kind of thing, because you're not around them all the time. Like, so no, that's just unrealistic. So I never like ask for any of that because that's just unrealistic. But I think when I do talk to them, the conversation, like when it's actually like a legitimate conversation, those conversations are always like healing to me because I miss them so much, and like it's like such a mutual like I miss being around you type of thing, like, and it's like a mutual we bring so much goodness into each other's lives that it's like, even when I'm talking about a problem or they're talking about a problem, it's like, okay, cool, like perfect, it's amazing, we're on the same page all the time. Just like emotionally and like spiritually, we're just usually on the same page, and if we're not, we take the time to get back on the same page. So yeah. Yeah. It's just so easy. That's a lie. That's a lie. It's really not easy. It's problematic at points because since I'm on my computer and my phone so much, sometimes I would get my feelings hurt because I'm like, nobody texts me back, and I'm sad because I miss them and like all that stuff. But I really had to like check myself and be like, listen, they have their own lives. Like, you don't see them every day anymore, so you have to like bring it in. Like, bring it in and like stop being upset that they're living their lives, and because you're living your life, and they don't get upset with you when you don't text back for a while. And so yeah, I had to check myself. That was a while ago though. But I think the biggest lesson that I learned in my long distance friendships is like going to the consistency. I live for consistency. If no one's being consistent with me, and like, even if I don't, like, for example, one of my very best friends, she does not talk to me, and I don't talk to her all the time. We talk like once or twice a month, and when we talk, it's amazing and beautiful, and it's like, it feels like there's mutual everything. Like, it's not like turning into like, oh, I'm only talking to you because you understand my life enough or have known me for long enough that you can help me fix my problem, or like help me feel better in this situation. But it won't be like a mutual conversation, because once it'll be like, oh, what about you? Like, what's going on? And if I'm like trying to talk about something and all I'm getting is like, oh yeah, that's that, yep, like, it's the reciprocity is very important to me, and the consistency is very important to me. So I try to like exhibit that as much as I can, and like talk about it as much as I can with my long distance friends. But it's hard because I don't talk to them enough, and especially in those cases, I don't talk to them enough to feel comfortable in that space anymore to do that. So that's one of the hardest parts of a long distance friendship, is that you can lose that like comfort and that trust, especially if one or both of you goes in this like valley of like, I am just gonna ask you about this and this, or like the conversation's not getting reciprocated the way I want it to, so I'm just gonna pull back. And that's one that I like fall into a lot, because if I don't feel the same, I'm just gonna withdraw, but I'm not gonna say anything. And that's like a huge flaw that I have, is I just won't say anything. I'll just like be like emotionally pieced out, and that's not good, because like I still care about these people, and I still like have all love for them. I'm not upset, I'm not anything. I'm just like, I'm not getting what I need, so I'm out. Like, I can't like give you that much of like what's going on in my life and what I'm doing and how I'm feeling if it feels like in my like gut and in my soul that you don't care. Like, why would I don't understand. So I just like peace out, because usually I'll either like dip out or I'll bring it up. Usually I bring it up first in like a way that I think they would best understand it. And if they don't understand it like the first or second time that I try to bring it up, or they'll be like, oh yeah, I totally get it, and then it'll keep happening, I'll just be like, I'm just out, I'm just done. I'm just like, okay, I love you from afar, I'll help you and be your friend whenever you need me to be your friend, but I can't do that on my side anymore. Like, I can't be like, this is what's going on in my life, I'm so excited, blah, 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 and then have people be like, oh yeah, that's totally cool, like, or be like, that sucks, or like, whatever, like that very monotone sort of reaction to things, I am just like, okay, like, I can't do that. Again, I usually, when I feel like that is happening, I bring it up, and I am learning how to bring it up better and be like, hey, I feel like I don't, like, it's not like you're not paying enough attention to me. It's like it feels to me like you don't care about my life because you only talk to me when you want to talk about you. And when it's like my turn, because it's like conversation, so it's like my turn to talk about like what's going on with me and like what I'm feeling and all that stuff, it's not interesting to you. So like usually my feelings will be like, oh wow, I'm sorry, like I'm not interesting to you. Sorry, I'm boring you with my friendship and my life. Like cool, great, cool. And I just feel like that's never what like a friend would want another friend to feel. So I try to bring it up as best as I can. Sometimes I'm good at it, sometimes I'm not, but I try, and that is the point. And the like whole thing is that I try really, really hard to like be like, listen, it's hard for me to talk to you because blah blah blah, and yeah. But yeah, that's the long distance friendship. It's like tiptoey to navigate, because it's like there's always gonna be like a thing that nobody's talking about. And if you let it go far enough, it'll be like I don't feel comfortable talking to you about anything anymore. And it like falls into this thing of like lying to appease someone, which is nothing that I ever do. I'm always like, I don't sugarcoat, I don't lie. I'm just like, this is how I feel. I'm not ever sugarcoating. I'm just not. I could be meaner about things that I say, but I try really hard not to, because like I don't want to be mean. But I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. If it's something that is important to me, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, period. But like, if it's important to me, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna be like, sometimes I feel like me. Like, I'm gonna be like, this is how I feel. I don't want to hurt your feelings in this. I'm just telling you because we're friends. I should be able to tell you this and for it not to be a problem, right? Like, yeah. But I think there's a lot that needs to be like, everyone kind of in the like long distance friendship kind of needs to be on the same like emotional wavelength, and like, or like roughly the same emotional wavelength and roughly the same like maturity wavelength, because sometimes it's like really, really hard when like other people are in different parts of their lives where they're growing in different ways that I'm growing. And that's usually like, sometimes it's not a problem, most of the time it's not a problem, but sometimes it'll lead to like these more not immature necessarily, but like behaviors that are not being exhibited how everybody want them to be. Like, even like I will act in a way that I'm not even noticing sometimes because something else is happening in my life. But when I finally do realize it, I'm like, oh, well, sorry, I was doing this. Like, I'm always like, oh, this is why I was acting this way. I know it's not right. I'm just telling you why. And I'm working on it and like all that stuff. And I put in like, it feels to me like I put in the 110% effort to work on it after that. That's, sometimes I see, like, with some long distance friendships, it won't be like that. They'll be like, oh yeah, this is what's happening, I'm working on it. And then nothing will change. And in my life especially, I've been just like, actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words. And it's not like I'm ever asking anybody in my life, to be honest, because it's not like my life. I don't know what goes on in your life every minute of every day. I'm not asking anybody to be like, text me all the time, like, you need to be obsessed with me, and like, I need to text you every single day, blah blah blah. Because no, I don't even do that. I don't even do that. So why would I ask something unrealistic of you? I don't even do that. Why would I ask anybody else to do that? That's so unrealistic, because I don't even do that. Just because, like, I mean, I'm more likely to text and be on social media and be on things like that more just because of my career choice, hobby thing. It's like I'm working on my art collective. I'm blogging, I'm writing my poetry, I'm working on my poetry books, I'm working on like things that are important to me, and those 9 times out of 10 involve my computer, or like I'm doing my homework and I'm reading, and most of my school books are on my computer because they're PDFs, and it's just like, I'm listening to music and I'm trying to like harness the creativity that I'm thinking about, or like I'm looking for inspiration, or I'm doing art collective stuff, I'm recruiting, I'm emailing people, I'm doing all these things that require my laptop or my phone, that I know everybody's life isn't fucking like that. Like one of my best friends, she's like environmental fucking science. She wants to be an environmentalist. She wants to work in a national park. So like one of my other best friends is an artist. So, and she works all the time. So of course she's not on her phone because she's working all the time, or she's drawing, or like she's sleeping because she works all the time. Or like it's just like I'm I'm incredibly understanding of other people's relationships and not relationships. Wow. Other people's situations. I'm incredibly like amenable. So and that's why I also don't like bringing it up sometimes, because I'm like, I feel like a clingy girlfriend, and I'm not even like I'm not anything. Like, I'm your friend, and I'm your best friend sometimes. Like, and it's like, I don't know. Because like, I feel clingy, and I'm like, I don't want to be clingy. I'm just saying that, like, it's been this like weird situation amongst, like, I think it's perpetuated amongst women the most, that you can't say when you don't like something, because it'll be like, why are you so obsessed with me? And I'm like, I'm not. I just want to be treated like a person, like a good person. Like, I just want you to treat me the way I treat you, because that's human decency. Cool, great. Like, and that's where like the frustration comes from sometimes. And like, my withdrawing comes back sometimes too, because I'm just like, I'm not gonna deal with it anymore. Like, me bringing it up will 9 times out of 10 with certain people that I've had to do it with, it's been like a problem, like a severe issue. It's been like a severe problem. Like, it has gotten to like conversation, like over the same conversation over and over and over and over, and I'm just like, I'm not doing it anymore. It's not doing anything, obviously, so like, why would there be a difference if I bring it up again? Like, there's not gonna be a difference if I bring it up again. That's the fucking true life of it. It's not gonna make a difference if I bring it up again, and so I'm not gonna bring it up again. Like, I'm just gonna fade out. But yeah, the communication, I feel like this, and with long distance relationships as well, is number one key is communication. Like, you need to talk to each other and figure out what's best for both of you in your friendship, because like so many people will treat their friendships like fleeting things, and I'm not one of those people, just because I emotionally invest so much of myself in my friendships, and I've always been like more understanding. Like, my friends have always understood me more than my family in like that like angsty teenager way, but I've always like wanted good friends around me, and like good long lasting friends around me. Like, as few like close friends as I have, like, I would rather have 3 friends that I know I can count on no matter what, than like 9 million friends that I can like could never be sure if I could count on them if I needed them, or like anything like that, or just needed to fucking talk. Like, I just love, like, if I can't talk to you about something dumb, or like talk to you about something serious, then that's a problem, because you're my friend, and I would love to do that with you. Like, that's what, in my opinion, your friends are for, is they're to talk to you and to hang out with and have fun with and all those things. But it needs to be mutually communicated, especially if it's a long distance friendship, because I can still, like, one of my best friends texted me at 2 o'clock this morning, and luckily I was up, but yeah, like, okay, like, she texted me one of my best friends texted me at 2 o'clock in the morning, and it was like, she wouldn't have been upset with me if I didn't answer at 2 o'clock in the morning. I was up, but like if I was asleep, she wouldn't have been horrifically upset with me that I didn't answer when she texted me. And like I've had friends like that have been like, I texted them in the morning or like after class or something, and they're like, why didn't you text me back? I needed you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I was sleeping, or I was in class, or like I was doing something. And I think my implied message in all my texts is like, text me when you can. Text me when you can. Because I seriously text me when you can. Like, I've had conversations, like serious conversations, last for days. Weeks even. Because, like, schedules mix up so much that I'm like, I just reply when I can, and I'm not trying to have like this stupid small talk every single time and then get back into the conversation. Like, just continue the conversation. It's not a big deal. But that's me. I don't know if that's anybody else. That's me. But this video's getting long, and my computer's yelling at me because of it. So we will talk about the friend zone, which I have so much to say about the friend zone. I think spoiler alert, I think it's annoying and like a social construct to make women feel bad about people being nice to them when, and like feeling some sort of obligation because men most of the time, being nice to them has like some sort of obligation to want to be romantically involved, and I think that's dumb. But we'll talk about that another time because this is long and I need to center some things. So, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend because it's Saturday, and who doesn't love a Saturday? Have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day if you Valentines. Have a wonderful Galentines if you Galentines. Stay hydrated, stay lovely, stay beautiful, stay kind, stay perfect in every imperfect kind of way. Let me know what you want. Like, you can ask me questions about the friend zone if you want me to talk, like, specifically about some things. I can give you some advice if you want. Just, like, let me know. So, comments, likes, all those good jazzy things, and I will see you next time.